Hi, this is Katie Weeks, your independent, close to my heart maker.
And today I'm joining Miranda Weber over at the Myscrappylife Virtual Crop for the Sketchy Inspiration Challenge. And I pulled out an old workshop, a Home for Christmas card making workshop guide, and I decided I would use card number 1 as my sketchy inspiration. And I'm bringing in Just Chicken In, which is the stamp of the month for the month of March. And I'm using that stamp set to make my card. I pulled in papers from Memory Lane and The Good Life, and I went around a bunch of these papers with my honey butter and edge distressed them. I have some peach, I have some sage, and I went ahead and cut this out with my thin cut. If you did not purchase the thin cut, you will have to stamp and then fussy cut out the flower. But I'm going to be stamping this daffodil in intense black ink, and I'm just using the back of my Versamat so that I have a spongy surface underneath there to stamp this off. And I want to get a really good impression, and I wanted to stamp that first so I could let it sit aside and dry a little bit while I start doing the rest of the card. Next, I'm bringing in some pine ink, and I'm going to stamp Happy Easter from that Just Chicken In stamp set. This will be the first card in a 3-card kit if you place a $50 order on my website and then you add on the stamp of the month. This would be one of the 3-card kits that you get, and I'm using it for my Sketchy Inspiration Challenge as well. So I'm going to just assemble all of the pieces, and I'm trying to line them up to decide how I want this to look. I think that looks pretty good. This one is the paper from Memory Lane. I love those flowers. They look so nice and springy. And the Happy Easter is stamped on, looks like barn siding from the Good Life paper pack. I just can't get enough of that. And with this Just Chicken In stamp set, I thought barn siding looked really good with some of the other stamps, and so that's why it's in all 3 of my card kits, I do believe. And then I left a little bit of edge at the top of that so I could tuck in something. Now this piece of honey butter, I actually decided to cut it a little smaller than that sketch showed because I wanted all of those flowers to show a little bit more from the Memory Lane paper pack. And then I'm going to color up these daffodils with some miscellaneous TriBlend markers. So I colored up the leaves, and then I did a little bit of shading, but not too much shading with each of them. So my Scrappylife Virtual Crop is happening this weekend, and I love Zooming with the girls and just scrapbooking and getting some stuff done. I don't know how much I'll be on this weekend though, because my daughter and her family, her husband, kids, they are all moving this weekend. And my son and his wife will be home to help us move some. So I think I'm going to be pretty busy this weekend. But if I get a chance, I'll pop in and see all of you. So I'm just bringing in more colors. And as I was doing these daffodils, I don't know if I had quite the right colors that I wanted to use, but I wanted the inside to be darker, and I kind of wanted the inside I wanted some of this to be a little bit brighter. And so as I'm coloring, I just wasn't sure if I was getting the colors that I wanted. Then I realized I put this on the front of the card and I tucked it in so that it appears that it's growing out from behind that sentiment. And then I realized maybe my Lemonade Shimmer Brush would actually brighten this up just a little bit. Now, I don't know if you get the effect of the shimmer on camera, but it did make it a better shade of yellow for me, and it gave it some pizzazz, which I loved. Okay, so we all know that Close to My Heart is going to be going out of business, and I'm pretty sad about that. I am still waiting to find out what all of the new deals will be as far as joining Stampin' Up! To make my final decision and find out how all of that transitioning will work. But I'm cleaning out my stash, so you'll get an assortment of dots like this in your card kit if you place an order on my website and add on that stamp of the month. Okay, and here we go. Now I'm going to use the same sketch and I'm going to make scrapbook layouts. Still inspired by that same sketch. I'm going to have a bigger piece at the top and a smaller piece at the bottom. And I'll give you the exact dimensions down in my description below. But I know that the printed papers are 11 inches wide and the top is much bigger than the bottom. These papers are put down on sage cardstock bases, and the paper is from Honey Bunny. Oh, it is so cute, and I just love this plaid paper. And then that darling little print with the butterflies, I just can't get enough of it. I think it's adorable. So I'm going to put that down on the bottom, and then from the sticker sheet, I'm going to bring in this zip strip. Now, if you look at the sticker sheets this time, I'm so excited. They use some of the spaces between the strips of stickers to make more stickers. So they, instead of a white strip, like there's some that have stitching on it, like they use the space so wisely this time. I'm super, super excited because I sometimes use those extra strips in the middle just because why waste it, right? So yeah, look really close in the catalog or online and see how that they used it in a really smart way. Okay, now originally when I matted this 5x7 on sage and then on peach, I thought I was going to have it go in a portrait orientation until I kept going, and I do move it in a few minutes. So I really like those banners, and I thought those look so cute and springy, and I started down at about the 8-inch mark, and then I swooped it up to about the 5-inch, maybe 5.5 inches, 5.25 across the top. And so I tried to put the middle down next, and then I realized I didn't have it as evenly spaced as I needed it to. So I had to pull one of them up and adjust it just a tad, maybe two of them up. I'm not sure. But I put those across, and I thought I would be coming in with some of my journaling markers to make it look like a line that they're all hanging on, but I used something different this time, so stay tuned so you can see what I used to add to my banner. And then I'm bringing in a sentiment. It says, "Hooray for spring." And I just love this one, but the way I wanted to use it is what told me I really need to make this 5x7 go portrait. And I'll just cross my fingers and try to take a good spring picture that goes portrait of my granddaughters or somebody at Easter or something like that. So I put my title down at the bottom, "Hooray for spring," and I don't often switch up the placement of my title, but I did switch that up. Let's bring in the right-hand page. And I used all the same colors, the sage, the peach, and it was the light side of the peach. And I think I also used the light side of the sage, if I recall correctly too. And so I did not double mat these. I often like to double or triple mat the feature photo for the left-hand layout and then just single mat the other photos that complement that feature layout or that feature photo that's on the opposite side. So I just use peach or sage as my mat for these smaller photos, and they are all 4x6 and 3x4s. And I'm going to do the base of this page just like the card that was my inspiration and just like the right-hand page. So about a 1/2 inch from the top and sides, I put the plaid, and then from the bottom up about a 1/2 inch, and then a 1/2 inch on each side as well. And then I put the sticker across, and then I am right at about 1.5 inches from the top, I think it is, hold on. no, it's 1.5 inches in from the left and 1 inch down from the top is what I did for the 4x6 photo. And then I tried to do the same thing for the 4x6 on the right, measuring up from the bottom, 1.5 in from the right hand side and 1 inch up from the bottom. And I just made these mats all 1/4 inch bigger than the photo spot. And a lot of times I will take my photos and cut them down to 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. That will give me an extra mat with that white photo placeholder. So I'm coming back to my sticker sheet and bringing in some of these little banners at the top, and I like to do like an odd number. So I pull out 3 that are 3 different sizes and put that up in the top right hand corner. And then I decide that I need to do something around that Hooray for Spring down at the bottom. So I'm going to play with some of these and see if I can come up with something that'll work. And again, I do 3 banners. You'll see it in just a minute. And then I added a little flower on the other side of that title. And I think that'll work. I was trying to decide if I wanted something else, and I'm like, no, I really think I like that. So there you can see those little banners that I added under that 5x7 picture. And then I'm just going to bring in some liquid pearls that coordinate with the colors in that plaid. So this was some sort of pink, and I'm drawing some stitching lines across that banner, and it really gave it some dimension and shine, and it looks absolutely adorable. And then I'm going to bring in another color. This is a really pale yellow of some sort. And I am just going to add some random little dots here and there. And I decided it would look adorable just randomly between a bunch of those butterflies. So it took me a while, but I did both pages, just random dots all across the piece of paper that had the butterflies. And then I came in with a light green, and I'm actually going to make 4 corners and go around the corners and draw like a line up and then across. And I'm going to go up and then across, and then I did it on the other pages too. I added a little line of liquid pearls between those photos. Then I brought back in my pink, and I put some dots around at the ends. And here's some final looks for you. Maybe you can get a better look at the liquid pearls around the layout.
Please give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video, and make sure you subscribe to my channel and you hit that bell to turn on all the notifications so you'll be notified every time I upload a crafty video. Please leave me a sweet comment below and share this video with your crafty friends as well. It's free, why not share it? Have a great day.